Well, it's definitely my favorite day of the week. It's another day I get to bring you another episode of Finding America. Well, it's really great to see you back on my channel, Finding America. And I want to take this opportunity to really thank all of you. You may have noticed we just passed 800 subscribers, and that was in less than 8 months. So I really want to thank you, and thank you for all the enthusiasm you've had for this channel. And a quick reminder also, I will be on Relics Radio podcast tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. That's with Digging with 7, Tennessee Jeff, and Mark Hoover. And it's always an awesome program, and I'm really honored to have been asked to be a guest on it. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you can catch it. Well, on this week's hunt, Chris and I are back together, and as promised, we are heading right back to the place where Chris found his Confederate belt buckle. And I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of talking this episode because we made a whole lot of finds, and I wanted to fit them all into this video so I could show them all to you. And we just wanted to get back to a nice old town, because if you want to make old finds, you got to hunt old ground. Well, Chris and I are out here very early. We're back at the place where Chris found his incredible Confederate buckle.
Yes.
And my first signal was a square tab, and this is my second signal. And it rang up at 1233, which is usually maybe an Indian or a Civil War bullet or a bottle cap. But check this out. It's a guitar. I thought it was a key, and it's got some age to it. Look at that. Now that's not a guitar, that's a
cello?
Yeah. I'll be darned.
Oh, cool.
Look at that. That's it must be yeah, it is. It's a pin. You can see where the pin was. But that's definitely got some age to it. So very cool piece.
That is neat.
So you will definitely never know what's going to come out of the ground, that's for sure. But I'll take that as a first good find.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, my next good target was ringing up like 1238. Dug down, and this is kind of funny. Had to call out to Chris to tell him what I'd found. I recognized it right away. In a past video, I think it was Walk Park Walk. I mean, it was a long time ago. Chris found this identical key. We found it at the site of a racetrack that was now a park. And it's a early Mercury Comet key. And it's about 60, 61 era. And very cool key. I'll get this cleaned up, but yeah, this is the same key he found, shoot, I think it must have been back in September of last year. But I'll get it cleaned up, and you get a good look at it. But that's a great find. I'm sitting here working the iron, and going a little slow, and I got a pretty solid signal. It's about 5-6 inches down, maybe. It's ringing up like 1225, which is going to be, well, those are the signals no one ever wants to dig, because they're usually garbage. But I like the 20s on an Etrac and Minelab number system. There's always a chance for something interesting, and this is the case. I got it very cool. It's like a bale seal. It's marked SRY. I put a reeded edge up here. Pretty cool where it was stamped. On the back, 3E. Alright, well, I got a total shock because I'm just sort of under some pine trees and digging up garbage, and I got a 1433. There's a lot of gravel mixed in here. I'm near where the driveway of that old house site was, and I tell you, it blended in so well. But I imagine if you look right in the middle of my picture, you can see it. It is a Civil War bullet. But I have never professed to be an expert on Civil War bullets. But I tell you what, I've never dug this one. And look at that thing. It's so, look at the conical shape and the kind of a, I tell you, I would put my money on that this is a Confederate bullet. Came out of the same place we got the Confederate buckle that Chris found. But I tell you what, it's too small for a pistol. It's just very cool. It's got a solid base. I know my buddy David over at Tag Team Recovers is probably telling me what it is right now while he's watching. And it does appear to be dropped. But what a cool bullet. Oh, last weekend I dug Williams Cleaner, and now I got this one. I keep getting a bunch of bucket lister bullets here. Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to finding out what this one is. Yeah, Chris called me over. He's on the board. First thing he got was this nail. And
always recheck it.
Yep, checked his hole and had another signal.
It looks like an off-stamp bale seal.
Oh yeah.
Nice chunk of lead. Can't tell what that says. Maybe Kern's? I don't know Kern's Bakery is that old, but it does say Knoxville on the other side.
Wow. That's cool. Get a better look here for the camera.
Neat.
Oh yeah, that's NOXVIL.
Yeah.
Well, someone was, he kind of missed his punch there, but that's pretty cool. Man, that's real cool. So that's like the second bale seal we've gotten here.
Yeah.
Today. Very cool, man. Well, that bailed you out.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a pretty neat find. I was ringing in at 1022, just a little bit above pull tab, and I found this in the hole. I actually thought it was the bottom of a shotgun shell. I was kind of cleaning it off and looking at it through a magnifying glass, and get this centered in. It's actually a state sales tax token. It's an Alabama state sales tax token. It's a 1 mil. It's pretty good size. It's almost the size of a quarter, and real thin, eating away at the edges, unfortunately, but still cool. These were used back in the 30s, and always kind of cool to find them. Well, Chris called me over, and all he said was, huge token.
It's giant.
Holy moly. Wow. Oh my gosh. Does it have a car on it?
Kenner. Let's see. Use some of this on there.
There you go. Oh,
is that a horse-drawn fire truck? Volunteer fires, huh? It's not very old.
Kenner
Volunteer Fire Company.
Oh, that's cool. What's that date? 1970, 1974.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
That is neat. I don't know what this side has on it.
You did good not hitting that massive thing.
Oh, yeah. I've been trying to dig wide
Oh,
out
it's
here.
got a hook and ladder truck on the other side.
That must be the 74 one. Yeah,
Yep,
cool.
74.
Kenner Fire Department.
That's awesome. Not, oh, it's
Kenner,
Kenner, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh,
I about
should've
said
known
Los
that.
Angeles.
I know, I heard you. That's why I said Louisiana real fast.
That's neat.
So what is, oh, it's 1870 to 1974. Little commemorative token for the Kenner, Louisiana Volunteer Fire Company.
Boy, that thing is a long way from home.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's neat.
I really do like that. That's, yeah, it kind of rang a bell when you said Kenner. Because I knew of Kenner down there.
Well, fire department tokens on the Equinox ring up at 30.
Well, that is something definitely to file away. That's awesome, man. Well, Chris, he called me over. I see a nice green penny. What do you got, man?
It looks like a 1 center of the Indian variety.
Yeah,
ooh, she's
right.
clean.
Well, yeah, she is wiping nice.
Nice and green.
Let's see what year it is.
Popped it.
Oh, wow, she is nice.
18, I broke 1800s today. Cool.
There you go.
1895.
Sweet.
Oh, she's nice. Full Liberty, man. I see it coming through.
Wow. That is a very nice Indian. Green. You can see all the Liberty. Good job, man. That's an awesome find.
I like it.
Well, next signal was very strong, not very deep, ringing in at about 1338. That's going to be your weedy zinc range, and but it wasn't either. It was a nice old key, not just any key, but let's see if you can see it. It's marked DPCD. That's the old Mopar logo. That was Dodge Plymouth Chrysler DeSoto. So this key is probably going to be about 30s to 50s. And very cool. Well, next target was pretty nice find. Got it 1336. That's going to be in the zinc range, Indian range, and it was only about an inch down. And I dug down, and I haven't even really looked at it yet, but yeah, I do. I have an Indian. That is awesome. Chris just found his about, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. And I came up here and got my own. Hey, I think I got 1800s myself. And this one's wiping pretty clean too. So that's nice. Oh yeah, that's really going to be pretty. That's got some nice green on it. But let me get it cleaned up and we'll see what year this thing is. Well, it appears to be an 1893 or 1898. I'll have to get it home and clean it up. Well, I filled this hole in. That's where I got the Indian. Now I got a 1241 over here, and I got a Wheatie. And this one's 1926. So I'd say they might have been lost together. They're the same depth right next to each other, so pretty cool little spill right there. Well, got a nice high tone, and probably found my best relic of the day. Something from way back when, actually the first year I started metal detecting. I was listening to Back in Black, and I just found a vintage AC/DC guitar pick necklace pendant. I mean, that takes me back. So, very cool item. I like it. Last year I found an AC/DC ring, so I'm going to have the whole ensemble pretty soon. Well, this was another one of those times where the signal sounded awesome, but the numbers were terrible. It would not budge off iron, but it just sounded really good, so I went ahead and dug it. And I tell you what, out popped a 1942 Wheatie. Nothing special, but that could have been just about anything being hidden in there. So I went ahead and investigated a little bit further in that hole, and got another signal, and that's what popped out. So I think that nail was either above or real close to that penny, and it was definitely masking it. But the penny's tone was coming through really nice. So, like I said in the past, sometimes you just have to ignore the numbers and go with your gut feeling when you hear a good tone. Well, the next thing will ring in about a nickel, and that was actually a little lower. I went ahead and dug down. It was about 6-7 inches down. I got a little compact tin, a little small one. Might have had lipstick or rouge or something, but and I have another one here that I found just a little ways back. I didn't film it, but now that I found two, it's kind of interesting. But no markings or anything, but just pretty cool little old items. Well, I was getting like a about a 1211, 1311. It's kind of bouncing around, but it was pretty deep. I'd say 5 inches, 6 maybe. And put the dirt that I scooped out up here on the cloth, and yeah, I got a buffalo. I'll tell you what, I've been doing quite a few buffaloes the last few videos. It's definitely one of my favorite coins to dig. And yeah, boy, she's definitely worn, but I will take her. I love digging buffaloes. So that kind of goes good with the Indian heads we've gotten today too. So awesome, awesome. I doubt I'll get a date. It's pretty worn. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a no date. So but I'll take it. I like it a lot. Okay, now this was just cool as all get out. I had to call Chris over. I was getting a signal and it was just banging, and I'm looking and I see like the edge of something sticking out of the ground, right there on top of the ground. And I got down here to look at it and I could see a wreath. Chris is laughing because he can't believe it. So I called him over here. Yeah, check this out. I mean, I can see the wreath. Hopefully you can. But I got at least an Indian.
Surface Indian.
Sitting there right on top of the ground. Half buried. Let me wipe.
Be 1870s. Oh,
look.
Yeah, look at how pretty she is too.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Got it upside down for you, but oh yeah. I think she's gonna, oh my gosh, it's 1800s too.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this in the frame and wipe it off. I think it's 1881, which I don't think I've ever found that year. There we go. I think it's coming in for you. Can you believe that? Right on top of the ground. And the thing is, it was ringing high, like 1239, 1242. So I got to run my machine and see if there's something under it. But unbelievable. Well, I was just showing Chris that Indian, and he said, hey, I got something over on the other side.
That's an oldie.
Wow.
It's all there, it's just the tip is bent over.
And flattened.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Like a steamroller hit it.
Mangled.
I feel sorry for this spoon.
I don't think I'll be using that one tonight.
Oh my gosh. That's definitely has some age to it. That's a great find, man.
Yeah. See if there's some kind of mark on it.
Yep.
This too, I didn't call you over, but that was kind of neat.
Oh yeah.
It's got an H on it.
Okay. So that's probably gonna, that's a H with a diamond. That's a diamond Hubly.
Diamond Hubly, huh?
Yep. And
not too old. It's still got a lot of.
It's probably 60s.
Yeah.
Late 50s, but looks like it blew up once a fire. This is the kind that shoots around the corners you were telling me?
Yep. Newfangled stuff.
Well,
some strong cap they put in there.
Well, I tell you, we're definitely doing what we usually do, a wide variety of finds.
All kinds of stuff.
Well, that's cool. Let's see what else we can find. The next signal was ringing like 13.7. It just had a pretty good tone. Usually that's going to indicate, you know, you're over foil. But I dug down, got the dirt out of the hole, and I finally got down to this little itty bitty thing. And I think it's another little cap. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. And it says Ipana, I-P-A-N-A. And that appears to be some type of a cap. Maybe lead-based metal or something, I don't know. But I'll do some research on that one. I was coming down to check on Chris, see if he'd found anything interesting, and he did.
Don't know what it is. Crescent, it's inverted, so I guess they smushed it around the back end or something.
Yeah.
But 10 cents.
It says something like Crescent's Company, and then it says price 10 cents. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
That's kind of neat.
Look, I got a 1218 signal, and I was ringing in like a pull tab, and I finally managed to pry it out, and I was pretty surprised to see I had a spoon. So definitely a lot of utensils today. Very cool. A bit of a Art Deco design. Wow, the sun is going down, and we moved to a place where we could do a little bit of sidewalk hunting in this colonial town, and I got a killer find right at the end of the day too. It's just unbelievable. So I got a 1240 signal, and I'm thinking penny, I don't know, I was even dreaming about a large cent. But this thing, I pulled this dirt out of the plug up here, and it just laid there like that. And I'm like, what is that? And then I saw the slot, and I knew it was a watch fob. So I rubbed this side off, there's nothing there. But man, when I rubbed this side off, check it out. It is a old Coca-Cola in bottles watch fob, and I mean old. This thing might be 1800s. If you can see the lady, she's drinking from a straw in a bottle. And then down here, this is Coca-Cola in bottles. Can't make everything out yet. It still has some of this black enameling on it. And yeah, Chris and I are both freaking out on this one. It's just an awesome piece, man.
Have you seen what's on the back yet?
It's just blank.
Really?
Yeah. So that'll give you a little idea of the size. And I will definitely put a picture up so you can see this. That is killer. I was just telling him I think my best find today was the bullet. Not anymore. I don't care what that bullet is. This is awesome. Killer piece. Well, I have to tell you, I was so thrilled finding that Coca-Cola watch fob. I've always wanted to find a Coca-Cola one, and especially an early one. I tell you, it was kind of funny because usually after I find the piece, I always try to find an undug example so you can see it, what it looks like in better condition. And surprisingly, I had a very hard time finding one that looked better than the one I pulled out of the dirt. That thing was amazing condition, and I'm so glad to have found that. Now I hope you'll stick around for another minute so you can catch these really cool historical photos I have coming up. And remember, history always makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.